Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It's so good to see some familiar faces, and some unfamiliar faces. Nice to meet some new people. So, welcome to the Southwest slash Summerlin business meeting. We're going to do just like a 5-minute commercial, right? 5 minutes?
Sure, that's enough.
All right, you're on.
All right, cool. Hey guys, my name is Michael Huxtable. I'm an international speaker and business development lead for Wheel Group. We are your newest preferred vendor with Realty One Group. We're excited to be a part of it. I don't know if any of you were in Vegas at the last convention, but we sponsored that. Hopefully you stopped by our booth. If any of you are going to be at the leading RE conference at the Wynn this coming week, we'll be there too. Stop by our booth. But what I'm here to tell you about is something you don't want to miss next Thursday, 1 week from today, at I believe, what time is it? It is 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to be coming in here via Zoom and teaching you guys the importance of fixing your online reputation. 87% of a realtor's business starts online. 87%. So there's 8 essential platforms that show up on the very first page of Google when someone researches your name. So common sense would state, if it's not done already, all of those platforms are going to be leveraging your brand, working as one unit, etc. And I'm going to be dissecting all of them this coming Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You don't want to miss it. I would love to see you guys there. I've had the privilege of doing this for 21 years across the country, teaching agents and brokers the importance of fixing their online reputation, the power of Google social media, leveraging your time and using technology you already own. So don't forget, it's going to be next Thursday at 11 o'clock. I'd love to see you guys. And if you're going to be at the leading RE, stop by our booth. And that's it. I hope to see you guys there.
So you'll get emails. It'll be on our social media. But next Thursday at 11 o'clock, we'll have it up here so you can watch it from home, whatever. Thank you, Michael.
My pleasure. Have a great day, guys.
You too.
Bye.
All right, so that was a little 5-minute commercial. So let's get started with the meeting. But those of you who have been to any of my meetings know that we can't get started yet, right? Why not?
The
gong. Laura's on the phone back there.
Uh-oh.
Somebody better tell her because here I come. Can't get started without Laura. There we go.
Those exercise Mark takes every day.
All right. Now that we got that formality out of the way, everyone's ears, anyone's ears ringing? Now it's for the on-time drawing. So we have
Mila.
Yes.
Just give it to her. Exactly.
Casey, why did you put yours and there's no number there?
Because there's no more space. Oh my gosh.
It'll be number 22.
I'll take it.
Kathy, you're number 23. All right? And what are we giving away? Look.
$1 million.
So
Free transaction.
some folders. Now these are cool. Some note cards. 50 note cards with an estimated value of $40. No, really, they cost us $40. And a bunch of other junk in there. I mean, did I say that? I mean, a bunch of other great stuff that Zoran wants.
Yes.
Did you sign in?
Yes.
I hope you don't win. I mean, I hope you win. What number? Sometimes he says it and I hit it.
I don't want to say it.
All right. What's the number?
13.
13. Who's number 13? Anybody know?
Me.
Alba?
Yay!
Congratulations. I'm just so happy Mila didn't. Oh, did I just say that?
It's okay.
Mila.
Next time.
So Mila always wins. It's probably half the time Mila.
Yes.
It's uncanny, uncanny.
It's called the Mila Award.
We should rename it, shouldn't we? Come on in, there's more seats around. If you have a seat next to you, I feel like a preacher at a church. If there's a seat open next to you, raise your hand. All right, so everybody, throughout the meeting, grab your phones, take pictures of your panelists. Make sure you zoom in on me. No, I'm just kidding. And then check in on Facebook, check in on the Realty One Southwest or the Summerlin, not the private Facebook groups, but check it. There's 2 seats up here. There's 2 more seats up here. There's lots of seats available. We need an usher. All right, so our rev up schedule. So this is our upcoming classes. Tomorrow it is finding motivated sellers and preparing to win the listing. It's right here in this office tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Jeff is supposed to be the instructor, but he may not be here. He's not going to be here today. We're mad at him. So he may be on one of the live feeds. And then next Wednesday, winning a listing, negotiating a sale. Jim is the instructor on that one. Again, Jim is like, really? I'm the instructor. Yeah. Jim, next Wednesday, you need to be here at 9 o'clock.
10 o'clock, okay.
And then next Friday is closing the sale and creating clients for life. John is the instructor on that one. He always does a great job. And that concludes our rev up on this round in the Southwest office. Then the following Wednesday is live in our Summerlin office and via Zoom. And that is Module 1, Intro to Rev Up and GPS, Goals, Planning Systems. And some guy named Tim is the instructor on that.
That is the most popular, most attended module ever.
What is it?
Got a little. All right. Broker information. The only thing that has changed here is my expiration date. So if you need my expiration date, it's 4/30/2025. I just renewed on, what's today? Wednesday? Yesterday or the day before, I renewed. A full month early. Some of you that wait till the last minute to do your CE classes, you're laughing. Judy, you're one of them, aren't you? Who waits till the last minute? Who's done it before?
Oh, it's done.
I've done it before, but this time, a full month early, I was done. And I'll continue to do that. So, 4/30/2025. Reminder, is your list long?
Yeah, oh yeah. 19 pages. 19 pages.
LVR dues are due on the 5th. And if you go past the 5th, there's a late fee. And if you go too much past that, we have to drop you. And it's the $300, yeah, the $300 charge. So make sure you pay by the 5th. What day of the week is the 5th?
It's Wednesday.
Wednesday, so it's like next Wednesday.
No, the
Oh,
Wednesday
no,
after.
the following Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Baseball. Who likes baseball? Who likes the Aviators? So we're doing this again. We did it last year, and it's $48 per ticket, and that includes lunch or dinner. It's a barbecue buffet style, I believe.
Guys, it's worth it. I just went and just getting some food. I spent $40 on food.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
it's totally worth it.
It's a lot. We did it last year and had a lot of fun. We have a whole section to ourselves. I think we can get as many as 170 or 175 in that section. So even if you don't like baseball, hey, it's fun. It's a fun event. All right. So last day to pay for the tickets, and we love cash. We'll try and figure out another way. Last year we did PayPal, we did Zelle, and it was all to my account. It was a mess. We'll try and figure out another way, but we love cash. You know. So last day to pay for tickets is Thursday, 4/6, and the actual game is on April 14th. Aviators are playing the Salt Lake Bees. Is it Bees?
They used to be the
I
bees.
think they still are.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they're an Angels minor team. So 3 square. So everyone knows that we do one day. May 1st is our one day. In the Southwest office, this is what we have chosen, is to support and volunteer for 3 square. So there is a sign-in sheet out there. We're close to our limit. However, there's going to be some people that aren't going to be able to make it. If you're interested, there is a sign-in sheet up there. What are you guys doing? Any idea? For one day?
We haven't done it yet, we haven't decided yet.
Slackers.
Yeah.
We're doing the Las Vegas Rescue Mission.
Oh, nice.
And we might do the thing we saw
The
there.
bed
with
thing?
beds.
Yeah.
So we gotta talk about that.
Yeah. All right, we're doing a blood drive right here in this room. It is Monday, April 3rd from 9 to 4, starting a little earlier. Normally they start at 10. I will be giving blood that morning. I know Paul, you will as well. Thanks to Paul, he sets us up. We do this once a quarter now. Once a quarter, we do a blood drive, and it's right here in this room. So, here. For those, so we do a, where? That way, in the parking lot, there's a food truck every Thursday from 11 to 1. Today it's Pit Bull Barbecue. Never had it. Some of those food trucks are pretty good food. Have you ever had it?
Oh, yeah.
The lobster.
Expensive over dinner.
All right, my favorite event. Last Friday of every month, we do a happy hour. Happy hour is right here in the One Cafe. It's here. If you're a Summerlin agent or any agent, you can feel free to join us. We do it last Friday of every month. Drinks and snacks will be provided. Don't know what sort of snacks, it varies. Don't know what kind of drinks. Might be alcohol, I don't know, maybe. So that's next Friday, week from tomorrow. So we do a pet of the week every week. And kind of slim pickings lately. So we need to, if you're a Southwest agent, I don't care if someone agents, I don't care. And you have a pet that you want to be featured as pet of the week, send it over to stephanie.woods@realty1group.com. So this week's pet of the week, so we do any pets. We do any pets at all. Not just dogs, although we love dogs, don't we? We're dog people. Just no cats. No, I didn't. I'm teasing. We love cats. Anyway, we love birds too. So this is Lola. Whose bird is this? I don't remember. But that's Lola. So that is this week's pet of the week. Charity, make sure you use Charity for all your lending needs. We don't have, I saw her here, but we don't have time for her. All right, rock title, Felicia.
Good morning.
Wait.
I know. Okay, so this is a really fast one, right? We have
Here we
3
go,
minutes.
here we
3
go.
minutes.
I told her 3 minutes, but we'll let her go forward.
I'm excited because I get to see some faces and meet some people from Summerlin office, which I know you know pretty much everyone. So I am Felicia with the sales team here at Rock Title, for those of you that do not know who I am. So I'm the Anthony here in the Southwest and in Green Valley. So it's nice to see you all. We just really want to... What's that?
Wait for you.
Sometimes. We want to let you know who gets their newsletters from us, the branded newsletters that come out every Friday. Who opens those up? Please do. We have some really good valid information in those newsletters, in addition to the newsletter that you get from your office. So we just announced that we're doing open house kits. Well, actually, we've been doing them, but they're nice, handy open house kits that will give you who's got an open house coming up this weekend. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we only have 2, but and we're gonna give these out today. But we're gonna Anthony's gonna show you a few of the things that are in the
Yes, you
kit.
get some help a home buyer flyers, so it's gonna be a home buying process, opening escrow checklist, rent versus buying, you decide going over the numbers, who pays what throughout the closing transaction, and the life of an escrow. As well as ways to take title in Nevada, as well as our buyer and seller guides.
Oh, wow. Got some pens, pads of paper, some notepads. The key is that we're providing you some good talking points at your open houses. Makes for great conversation, lead generating. We can get you sign-in sheets, flyers, whatever you guys need. Just reach out to us. My information is up front on the front desk. And what else we got? Oh, 1 o'clock today, Canva training in this room, live Zoom with Rock University.
I thought that was 12.
Time change.
Time change.
Yep. So now we're on the same time as Arizona. So 1 o'clock. So.
And side note, just make sure that you guys try to get at least 24 hours before, like 4 o'clock on a Thursday. Hey, I have an open house, on Friday from 3 to 4, just little timetable, 24-hour turnaround. So we're always happy to help out though. If you guys are in that situation, let us know. We'll still get you guys flyers, property profile as best as we can.
Absolutely.
Question over here. How do we get on that mailing list? The email
You
list?
should be, so I'll check and see. Make sure you check your spam. Sometimes some of these, we use Constant Contact, right? MailChimp? MailChimp, we use MailChimp. So if maybe your email has like a firewall to it, sometimes it goes into spam, so just check that.
What email would it come from?
You coming from MV customer?
From us, it should say our name. Mhm.
Title?
Yeah, so for the Southwest office in Green Valley, Felicia. And then Northwest and Summerlin, either is Tim having some of his emails go under his name as well? Okay.
So it'll be
So-
from both of us.
Right. Lastly, too, we also have our fabulous escrow officers, Deb Fernandez and Laura Moran, out in the bullpen. If you guys have a question.
They are, right there, they are.
Right there, right there.
Live and in person.
They're both from our Southwest office, which is just down the street, 1 mile away. Feel free to ask them questions, whether you have an escrow with us or not. We love just opening it up and helping you guys out. So thank you, nice to meet you guys.
Appreciate your business.
Who needs a bag? Right here. I'll get you guys what I need.
All right. So thank you, Felicia and Anthony. Thank you for keeping it under 10 minutes.
We had a 30-slide presentation ready.
Next time. All right. So that was all good announcements and everything, but this is what you're really. Oh wait, no. Anthony, Felicia,
Anthony kicked them out.
real quick. What is this?
Explain yourself, man.
So this is going over growing your database with the top producing agent.
No, that's the old one.
But that is our old one. That was last week. But that will be on Rock University.
Today's Canva at 1.
Okay.
Yeah, that was from the 9th.
All right. All right, stats. So stats by Emily. Emily does this for us every week, and we love Emily for doing that for us. So here's the stats. Active listings 5787. Single SFR single family residential active listings 4504. Look at last week. Last week was 59. We're down 200. Last week was 46 single family. We're down 100. Look at over here on under contract and look at the solds. 2,500. I haven't seen that number in a while. Last week was 2,350. So look at the months of inventory. This is very telling. The months of inventory is 2.5, and this week is 2.2. That number has continued to come down and come down. We're in a great market. We are in a great market. I'm hearing more and more stories of multiple offers. Who's dealing with multiple offers right now? Yeah, Jay. Yeah, agents are coming out, especially in the $300,000 to $450,000 range. A lot of multiple offers. So yeah, we're in a great market. So, all right, broker panel. Time for Jim. Come on up, Tim. Get off your phone. Come on up. So, like I said before, Jeff is not able to be here today, but maybe he's watching us. I don't know.
Good, Jeff.
And John Stoll will be the moderator. Literally, we have no idea. He's got this. Been trying to get that out of him for a week, and he won't. So we really have no idea what he's going to be asking us. And maybe if he doesn't go too long, or maybe if we don't go too long, you guys will have a chance to ask some questions. So you have to get that close.
All right, John,
All right.
give me the signal for the question.
All right,
Take a break.
hold on, John.
Yes.
One last promo. One last promo, sorry guys.
I didn't authorize this.
You're all invited to our what do we call it, Breakfast Builders Business Expo, April 4th, 9:30. We're gonna have 8 builders there, printers, sign companies, what else, John?
Photographers, home
Inspectors, title rock.
Everything you use will be there.
Cool, love it.
It's gonna be fun, so join us live.
I'll be there.
You'll be there.
Am I invited?
You're invited.
All right, good.
One more public service announcement. Who's going to the general membership luncheon on, right? Okay, tomorrow. Okay. Realty One has 3 tables reserved, if you want to sit with us.
You going to the gym?
There's 60 plus Realty One agents that have registered, so some of you will be left out.
So we only have 30 seats, so sit wherever you want, but if you want to sit together with a group, I recommend getting a little early. No, Dave. But just a recommendation, get there early if you want to get a table. It'll be a good meeting.
So real quick, as I've never been to one of these, what is this, what do they go over, what's it about?
It's primarily an update on LVR. They'll have various speakers. The keynote speaker is Brian Gordon. Does everyone know who Brian Gordon is? Google him if you don't.
He's with Applied Analysis, and he gives a great presentation on everything that's going on in the valley, as far as what's currently under construction, what's planned for the future in all parts of the valley. Really, really important. Good information that you can take back to your buyers and sellers.
Yeah, actually, he's also doing one for the Northwest and Summerlin at one of our business meetings, and I'm sure he'll come here too. And
We
it's
have
a
them in
PowerPoint.
every year.
Yeah, it's a great PowerPoint.
Yep.
We can get a copy of it.
Yep.
You can use that in your marketing material. Really good stuff.
And tomorrow, what time?
And a good
If
lunch.
you didn't register, you can't go.
Yeah, it's
sold out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's already sold
It's
out.
already sold out. And for future reference, it's sold out every time, guys.
Oh.
So you can't want to go the day or two before. When you get that email, because I'm sure you all open up those LVR emails the moment you get them, right? Right, the moment you get them. But you should when it says the luncheon.
All right, shut up, Tim.
There you go. Hey, I'm
All
helping
right,
you
take
all out,
about
man.
20 minutes on this.
There you go. Moving right along.
All right, so let's get started by each one of you. We start with Jim, telling us your name, what office you come from, and a brief timeline where you started in real estate, how you got to where you are now.
John, I've been doing this 35 years.
Holy
Don't
shit,
tell us.
that's a
Brief
long
timeline.
story.
Brief timeline. Okay, my name is Jim Cerrone. I know most of you guys in the room here. I'm with the Green Valley office. What was the other thing?
Timeline.
How long you been in
So,
business?
how long have I been in real estate? I got into real estate in 1975 and failed miserably.
I was in high
I
school.
failed miserably, by the way. I just saw the world out there as being a great opportunity to make some real money. I started at UNLV, and I said, I could either spend 4 more years here doing this, going to school with, I didn't really care for school, or I can take a test and make as much money or more than anybody going to school here. And I said, that's what I'm gonna do. But I say I failed miserably because I didn't do what you're supposed to do. So I started a business, did all that, and back, retried it again, went back into it, and been doing it for 5 years now. Yeah, so that's it.
Awesome.
Mark,
Otero, I'm the corporate broker and the branch manager of this office. Got licensed originally in 1995. So I've been doing this, I'm in my 28th year of real estate. Got my broker's license back in 2004. And really, the only reason I got my broker's license is because I thought it would look good on my business cards, really. And then I got pressured to get into management. But I'm sure glad I did. So been with Realty One now for about going on 4 years, right? And love this company, love everything about this company.
Good morning, gang. Tim Kelly Kiernan. Real quick bio. 04 to 08, I was a loan officer here in town. 08, you Rapid fan. And a realtor I was working with at Remax said, join my team. He just started, the team just started 15 years ago. So I went to Key, June of '08, joined Remax, and was there for 11 years. Relatively happy until the end of 2019. That's when I was approached to come here and started probably the same day you did, almost. We started almost a week or so apart in November of 2019. Was the sales manager for a while. Now Damon moved on, and now I'm the branch manager, and like Mark said, loving every minute of it. Even though you guys drive us crazy, we love you.
Good. So Jim,
Yes, sir.
what is the biggest challenge in our industry at the moment?
Oh my God. The biggest challenge, there's so many big challenges in our industry. I think the biggest challenge is that our folks out there, our customers that we serve, listen to the media. And they get caught up in all the bullshit, excuse me, all right, family. It's being recorded. It's all the bull that they hear, bad market, good market. It's a freaking, we're buying a home. That's what, you know, this is what we do. We sell people their home, that they can bring up their kids and live. You know, that's it. I think the media is just really hurting our industry in a bad way. They think it's some kind of investment scheme or something, like you buy a home, you're gonna lose money tomorrow. No, it's just way too over the top. But we, again, 30-something years, we didn't really have that back in the day. Now I see that as being a prominent problem. I don't know if anyone else sees it that way, but I do.
Okay. Mark, what is the #1 way we can make a substantial difference in what we're doing today?
A difference, so lead generation. Lead generation. I ask agents all the time, what do you think your job as a realtor is? And they tell me it's to show homes, to write offers, negotiate repairs, take listings. Bullshit. Those are things that you need to learn to do, and you need to get good at it. But your job is to find people that want to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. That's your job. When you wake up in the morning and you're not, don't have an appointment with somebody that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, you should be doing your lead generation. And lead generation can look a lot of different ways. There's probably 30 or 40 different ways to generate business. But your job is to generate leads.
How many of these questions am I allowed to pass to Mark? Vote in at any time? No? Okay.
Tim, so as managers, all of us actually, we're in the front lines of assisting, all of these agents and dealing with many different issues on a daily basis. Our mentees, the agents that are in the middle, 2 to 5 years, and even people that have been in business 25 years. We deal with the issues on a day-to-day basis. That being said, if you were the CEO of Realty One, what differences would you make to the company?
Whoa. Get this on film, man.
Zoom in on Tim.
The internet must go down. I tell everyone, call 1-800-CUBA. He'll fix everything. What would I do different for Realty One Group to make us a better company?
Things that you thought of.
I mean, it's funny. I worked at Remax for 11 years. I have friends, and we have friends that work at all these other companies that we know. I think what we have is really second to none. Off the top of my head, there's not much I would change.
Mm-hmm.
We have the best training program for new agents. We have the best commission for experienced agents, okay? Our responsiveness to your calls and text messages, I think, is incredible. I think you'd all agree. Every morning, this is the truth, 2 or 3 text messages between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. I get on my phone. Hey Tim, it's so-and-so. I know you're not in the office yet, but it's 6:30 in the morning. And we get them all the time. And so I don't, right today, I don't think I'd change anything. Now, as the market changes, things might have to be altered a little bit. But I think if you take the whole pot that we have for Realty One Group and put it up against anybody in town, I don't think, there's any comparison that anyone would want to work for someone else as opposed to working here.
I agree 100%.
Can I comment on that?
Yes.
What's the guy's name who came from Remax?
Vinny Tracy.
Vinny. Like, that's a sentiment, like, wasn't he retired? And they
Yeah,
took him
yeah,
out of
yeah.
retirement and he came to Realty One, so
Yeah.
someone was with 40 years with Remax and came to Realty One, like.
And making a big difference.
Yeah.
Jim,
Yes, sir.
what is the one piece of practical advice you would give someone starting out in real estate?
I would probably go back to Mark's statement about lead generation. I think that when I started, I said I failed miserably because my training was, there's your desk, there's your phone, call everyone you know and see how that works out. What do I say? Ask if they want to buy or sell a home. And I said, well, what the hell? That's what I signed up for? You know, I just failed at lead generation. I just didn't really.
Was that a phone book?
So yeah, it was a phone book, exactly. But you ever know what a phone book was?
What is a phone book?
Not one freaking hand in the room. It was a phone book, right? So I think, as Mark said so perfectly, you forget about lead generation. That's all we do. That's what we do. I mean, imagine opening up a store with having no customers, right? That's what, if you forget that, you're gonna not have a great career.
Can I add a little to it?
I'll do.
Can I add?
Sure.
All right, so lead generation, yes, but also your database is key. So, you know, so many agents, they go from transaction to transaction to transaction, and they don't remember, you know, taking care of those clients that they closed on that could lead to business 3 or 4 or 5 years. So, you know, do it early in your career. Start your database and grow your database.
All right, I'll add to it too.
Yep.
You're right, the database is the key to you becoming successful, okay? Every closing, we make this too transactional sometimes. We sell John the house, and then I move on to my next client and forget about John, okay? A lot of agents do that, but those that really nurture that database, that I wanna know John's birthday, the name of his kids, I wanna like his stuff on Facebook, I wanna comment on his dog, okay? Because, there you go. So in 3 years, when my phone rings, and when it rings, I'm gonna have his name on there. Everyone that calls me, all my clients, when I hang up with them, I take 3 minutes or 3 seconds and put their name with the number. So next time that phone rings, I'm gonna see his name. And if he's my client from 2 years ago, I'm sure I call it a come list me call. That's what I call it. Oh shit, he's calling me to come list his house.
It's funny when they call us, they always say, do you remember me? Of course I remember you.
Yeah.
I have more remember the house, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. But yeah.
And the cool thing, if you put their name in your contacts, when they call 3 years later, hey John, what's going on? He's peeing his pants. Then I said his name, and he hasn't called me in 3 years, you know? So little stuff like that, to Mark's point, your database is the gold mine.
But he should have heard from you on a regular basis in those 3 years.
That's right.
Correct.
So we have a lot of experienced agents in the room. Mark, I'll go to you. What would you say is the best resource you can give them so they can dive deeper into their business?
Best resource, it really all depends on your lead generation. What lead generation are you going to dive deep into? Is it farming? Because we as a company have a lot of great, and Rock Title have a lot of great tools for farming. Is it open houses? We have a lot of great tools for open houses. Is it, you know, door knocking? Is it cold calling? It really all depends on what lead generation you plan on doing, because we can help you with it. Absolutely. There was a question back here.
Mark, I was going to ask you, in addition to that, what's your opinion on specializing versus kind of an overall knowledge on a little bit of everything?
Yeah. So everyone hear the question?
Yeah.
So I like it. However, I always tell agents, all agents should have 4 to 6 lead sources. And your number 1 lead source is your database, and all your other lead sources are feeding that database. So if you want to specialize in, you know, a higher end farm or a condo community or whatever it is, I'm okay with specializing, but be careful when you specialize. Because if you're known as, if you're putting it out there, the luxury agent, and all your social media, all your advertising is luxury, then maybe it could be somebody in your database has a $400,000 home that they want to sell, and they're thinking, oh no, she's only a luxury, so I'll go somewhere else. So careful.
Tim, what are some of the ethical considerations that come with working in the real estate industry?
Ethical considerations. Don't lie. Not that hard. Just be honest. You know, once you, I did a video yesterday or this morning about commission breath. You ever hear that term?
Yeah.
okay? A lot of agents have commission breath. They'll do anything in front of that client to get that client to work with them. Not saying they would lie, but they'd exaggerate as much as they can to get that listing. And you don't want to do that, you know? There'll be a time in your career that you'll walk away from a listing and you'll love it. You'll feel so empowered, like, I don't need this aggravation. Go call Mark Otero, let him list the house. So, walk away from it, professionally, of course.
If the seller is only offering 2%, you're gonna show the house? Yeah, there's a lot of agents out there that won't.
You're
right.
There's a lot of agents that won't.
None that work for Realty One Group, of course.
I hope not.
Yeah. But you know, again, we have this thing with LVR and NAR, professional standards and our code of ethics, and none of you have read that. I can't remember last time I read it, but we read it a lot now because we get calls on you guys where they complain about it.
Not these guys.
Of course not. And then we go back to the other agent and explain to them that you didn't do anything wrong because they don't know the code of ethics. They don't know what the professional standards are, okay? We do, okay? And we beat you up with that sometimes, and it's important, okay? I mean, you all should have in your card as your title. What's your title on your business card?
Realtor.
What else?
Real estate professional.
What else?
Real estate professional.
What else? Give me a number.
Realty.
It should be Realtor with the logo. You paid for it, put that on there. Because there's more real estate agents than there are Realtors. And the public doesn't know the difference unless we tell them. So use that Realtor trademark.
Jim,
Listen,
what are your top 3 skills?
my top 3 skills.
Car buying.
I think I have good people skills. Wait, but let me back up. By the way, when Tim made a great statement about tell the truth, it may seem so obvious, but my first adventure into real estate, I started with a big company then, and you're scared shitless at that point. Like, I'm gonna get sued. Every time I do something, someone's gonna sue me. And I remember saying, well, how do I handle that, right? Look, Jim, as long as you tell the truth, there's nothing I cannot get you out of. But I had a fear of making the wrong, filling out a form wrong or whatever and do it wrong, but you make a mistake, you make a mistake, then that's what we're for. We help you out with that. But the minute you start crossing over and making stuff up, that's a different story.
You always tell the truth. You don't have to remember your lies.
My 3 skills.
Well, you're the senior manager here of the group, so that's why.
Can you remind us of that?
Your 3 skills.
Or you say he's the oldest.
My 3 skills, I think I have good people skills. I think I have the patience of a freaking saint. And I think my 3rd skill, probably a good work ethic. If nothing else, at my age, I mean, I'm still working. I'm still helping these guys out. Well, not these guys, but a lot of them. Yeah, I think those are my 3 skills.
Okay. Mark, what would you say you like best about the company you used to work for?
Oh.
The agents. I love agents in general. So I really did love the agents at that company. It was tough leaving the agents. So absolutely.
Okay.
And you brought them here now, right?
I brought a lot of them here. Michelle's one of them. Who else?
Mida?
Mida. There's plenty of them.
Why do you like working for Realty One?
I have no idea, John. Every day, I wake up and wonder what the hell am I doing? Why do I like working for Realty One Group? Jesus.
Money.
It's the check. It's the checks.
I hate to sound corny, but we have this thing called culture. Not culture, we call it culture. And when I first got here, I thought it was, just a piece of crap, Trying to be cool, you guys are cooler than Remax or cooler than Section 21.
We clearly are.
We clearly are. We clearly are. I mean, I think it starts with Cuba. If some of you haven't met Cuba, hopefully you will one day. I think it starts from him. He's not your typical CEO, multi-million-dollar guy. He can walk in with a T-shirt and a pair of Nikes, and you wouldn't know who he was. Okay. So I think it starts with Cuba, and then what I really am surprised about since I got here that all the managers, we actually like each other. We actually get along.
Yeah.
Did you ask us lately?
No. I worked at Remax for 11 years. There was 9 Remaxes. I couldn't go to the 8 Remaxes and use their copier. You can't. It's a different franchise. Even if my buddy worked there, can I use your conference room on Saturday? Absolutely not. Here, it's, as you know, totally different. You get a key fob. If you don't have, who doesn't have a key fob? Get out. No. You gotta get a key fob.
Need a key fob.
You gotta get a key fob, okay, or else you're gonna hold one of us to let you in, and we're not gonna let you in. So, get a key fob.
So can I add on to that a little bit about Cuba specifically? So, and kind of on, you know, what my previous company as well is, you know, previous company never really felt appreciated. I know I was doing a good job. I know the agents there loved me, but never really felt appreciated from the top. The minute I came back to Realty One, Cuba is like the day. He's texting me. We're actually was at an event in California, and he's texting me and calling me and making sure that I'm happy and asking me if I need. And to this day, he'll text me and say, "Hey, how you doing?" All of us, he will, and just reach out and just so feeling that sense of appreciation from the top means a lot to me. So I try and you know, good stuff goes downhill as well, and I try and do that as we all do. You guys know that we appreciate all of you, and if you don't, now you do.
So on that note, I'm gonna stay with you. Next question. What are the 3 most irritating things you hate about your job?
Wow. All right. So
Walk right into that one.
Okay. One of the most irritating, not necessarily irritating, but you know, hard to deal with, is dealing with complaints. Whether those complaints are coming from other agents, from other companies, or other brokers, you know, dealing with complaints about, you know, earnest money disputes, or you know, all of that stuff is kind of, it's a pain to have to deal with all of that. 2 other things that irritates me, huh? You know, there may be an agent or 2 that
I can help you out if you want.
don't send any more my way. Although we got Kathy. Kathy's amazing. She's my Kathy, by the way.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Okay.
So I'll give you a very irritating one.
Go ahead.
For me, real quick. You're an agent, you have a deal in escrow, and hey Tim, it's Mary, I need your help with the request for repairs. I sent it over to the listing agent, and you know, but crickets, nothing, okay? And I said, what did you ask for? Oh, nothing major, okay. When does your due diligence end? Oh, today.
Yeah.
Do you see a problem with that?
Yes.
Yeah, that irritates the shit out of me, okay? That shouldn't happen. You're totally not fulfilling your commitment to your buyer. You're putting them in a really bad spot. That this thing could go sideways, lose their E&D. So all those timelines on the RPA, you gotta memorize those timelines, write them down where you can see them when they all expire, because we're good, but we can't fix it the day it ends. We're not that good, okay?
Agents tying in, agents that don't know the contracts is irritating. You've got to know those contracts inside and out, and know the timelines, so that you're always protecting whether it's your buyer or seller. Irritating.
Hope you guys are writing some of this stuff down, it's all good, right? Come on.
So let's take Tim here for a second. Our company has a lot of great teams. How do you feel about teams?
You know, it's a love-hate relationship. I'll be honest with you. It is. They're all phenomenal in different ways. We have the real big mega teams, and we have the husband and wife teams. Okay. I think they're here to stay. I think some teams are bigger than some brokerages in town. That some of our teams, we have 3 huge teams that are probably bigger than half of the brokerage firms in town. How crazy is that? Okay. We just have to keep them, I don't want to say in line, that's the wrong word. But happy, there you go, okay. But happy, but don't get me wrong, the individual agent we want you to be happy too. Because sometimes agents say, oh, you guys focus on the teams, and you know, we do, but we focus on you too.
But the teams say you guys focus only on the single agent, so sometimes we just can't win.
That is actually true. We go back and forth. Jim, how do you stay on top of the latest trends and changes in the real estate industry?
Oh, good question. So I listen to a lot of YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube. I don't really watch TV anymore, quite honestly, because it's nothing I really want to watch. So I'll just go on. If I want to learn how to invest in commercial real estate, I can go find hundreds of different sites that'll teach me how to do that. So I think just staying above in the internet and watch a lot of YouTube.
I can't give up my cop shows. I watch the Law and Orders, Chicago PD.
So all the changes in the industry that are happening, you're getting it all from YouTube?
Not all, but I get a lot from YouTube. I mean, you'd be surprised. There are some great agents out there that produce a lot of good stuff. Some of them aren't here locally, but a lot of them are locally, and there's a lot of great stuff you can find out. I mean, but then you can you run the gamut. So you got a guy that says that the market's crashing and we're all doomed, to everybody's wrong and the market's phenomenal. So you got to kind of take in what you believe in. But I subscribe to several different things, that come to mind. Keeping Current Matters is a really cool thing to do, to be a part of, because they have a lot of good stuff all the time. There's a lot of sources out there, and a lot of the sources we have.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's a lot of changes going on with real estate and actually with Realty One too. Mark, what do you think the biggest change is going to be in this year in the real estate world?
So I'm not sure it's going to happen this year, but the biggest change that we're all going to have to deal with in the future is the seller is going to pay for the listing agent's commission. The buyer is going to pay for the buyer's agent commission. That most definitely is coming. I have no doubt in the world that is coming. So, Mike, look at Mila's face. She's like, oh shit.
How's that gonna work, right, Mila?
So just like you list a seller, you're gonna list the buyer, and you have to be really good at sales. You need to sell your services and what you can do for that buyer. Same thing. You just need to become better at sales.
Tim, what do you think the biggest change is going to be this year?
Technology mainly. I think
What kind of technology?
Whoop.
That was good.
Go ahead.
What we're all
Well,
going.
Tim, Jim, it's the same.
Oh, you said Tim? Or?
No, he said Jim.
Sounds right.
I heard him clearly.
Did I step on him? I'm sorry. It sounds like.
Jim, it does.
Technology, this AI thing just fascinates the hell
There
out of
you
me.
go. Tell us a little bit.
Fascinates the hell out of me. You can write descriptions, there's all kinds of, it's not just a toy, guys. You guys had it up here, we've had our class in that as well. It's not just a toy you can kind of goof around with. I posted an email, this guy sent me a long email. I said, oh man, it's gonna take me an hour and a half to write an email back. I put it in AI and I said, respond to this email. I read it, and it was just
Yesterday?
perfect. Yeah. Why,
That was good. That's the one you CC me on, right?
Did I? Oh, no, that came from me.
Okay.
That came from me, thank you. But it was literally perfect, and it took seconds to do. And all I had to do was proofread a few things and things, but.
And there's gonna be more and more options. I just heard that Google is going to have their own AI within Google. And we all Google everything as it is. Now it's gonna have, there's a name for it. Do you remember the name? Ben something, yeah, something like that, yeah. So, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of options. Microsoft has their own version of it as well.
Real quick, John. Just yesterday, I didn't run this at the summit, maybe a lot of you guys did. OneSuite mobile version is freaking incredible. It really, it's not one app, it's not the one app. We all like the one app, is it okay? Yeah. This is all about lead generation and customer relations, keeping up with this OneSuite, not the one app, different. Download this thing, it's awesome, it's incredible, it really is. OneSuite.
And Justin Taylor with Rock Title has done trainings on this. So go on to rockuniversity.com, register in there and look it up. All the trainings are saved, recorded.
I literally, while I was downloading it, said, do you want me to contact you? Not contact. Do you want me to download your contact? Every one of my contacts. Yeah. Every one of my contacts are now in this OneSuite deal. so I can send off an email to every one of them. It's amazing. So, anyway.
So Tim, what are the common misconceptions people have about real estate agents right now?
Wait, he said Tim, not
Not
Jim.
Jim. I got that one.
The common misconceptions?
Yeah, that people have about real estate agents.
Geez, where do I start? They probably, well, the public probably thinks we all make $1 million.
All drive Cadillacs.
All drive Cadillacs. And maybe they do that on purpose, because sometimes we act that way, okay? But I think that's the misconception, that we make a lot of money and we don't really earn it. Like, we just open the door as a buyer's agent, and they see the big fat check, like, you know, on the HUD, and they say, oh shit, he got 18 grand, and I don't know what he did for that. And if they think that, then we messed up. We didn't prove our value to that buyer throughout the whole transaction to warrant getting that kind of money. And so be what's the word? Be aware of that especially when it comes to a new home. You know, you show them the home at Pulte, goes under contract, it's not gonna close for 6 months. Stay in touch with them every couple of weeks. Take pictures of the house. Do something so they feel you've earned your commission. And sometimes we don't do that as agents, we're lazy, okay? So try not to be that lazy agent.
A person comes up to you, Mark, and says, you know, I'm interested in getting into real estate. What would you coach them on as you were, they're interested in doing it, what would you say to them?
Yeah, so I let them know right up front that this is not a job that you can just come in, sit at a desk, and wait for your phone to ring. Why? What do you gotta do?
Prospect.
Lead generate. So I let them know that up front, and then I talk to them about the cost to get in. And I flat out tell them, I said, you know what, it's you know, couple thousand, $2,000-3,000 to get in and get joined in all the associations, and so it's really not that much money. I say for $2,000 or $3,000, and I've said this for years and years and years, I say you can make attorney or doctor money. And then about half a dozen or 7 years ago now, my daughter, as a second career, she went through law school. 5 years, she worked full-time during the day, went to law school for 5 years at night, so very proud of her. And she became a full-fledged attorney in California. And her very first firm that she worked at, I think she was making like $65,000 a year to start. I'm like, sweetie, really? You go through 5 years? And now she's probably making, I don't know, $250,000, $300,000 a year, because she's amazing. But yeah, and it's even for $2,000 or $3,000, we can make that $250,000 to $300,000 or more. So that's what I would tell them.
We have a reputation of hiring part-time people. We're one of the few companies that will actually, when we interview, accept part-time people coming in. A lot of the other brokerages that they interview with aren't interested in them if they're not going to be full-time. So knowing that, Jim, what would you say our percentage is in Green Valley from full-time to part-time?
I'd say probably 20% are part-time, 20-25% are part-time.
Mark?
I'd say that's pretty close, probably across the board.
And Tim?
In Sutherland, it's 28.65%. Amber keeps the numbers back there. No, it's about the same.
Liar, liar.
Yeah, exactly, right? 25-30% are part-time, and nothing wrong with that.
No, so the next question falls right in place. How do we train part-time people?
Very differently, quite honestly.
I mean, because, you know, we're accepting them and bringing them in, but we have to get them trained. How do we do that?
That's what you come in on, man.
So it's on a case-by-case basis. You know, when a part-timer, or really any agent that comes up to you and says, I have a buyer, I need help. You know, if they give us a couple days notice, that's, you know, great. Don't be that agent that I got a buyer coming in right now, or I need to write this offer right now. But, you know, it's a case-by-case basis as far as the training, because they're not able to come into our rev ups. Although, you know, we have on the One Realty Resource, thank you, John. They're all recorded in there, so I always encourage those part-timers that can't come in to go on there and watch the trainings.
What's surprising is a big portion of our part-time people do better than our full-time people. It's amazing
It's
when you
true.
look at the
It's
numbers.
true.
You wonder- they usually all have a career that allows them to be in front of the public a lot,
Yeah.
and they take advantage of that.
So we have an agent, Danny, he's a bartender. He's a bartender down at the airport. Danny came to me a while ago and he said, you know, Mark, I'm looking to go full-time, real estate. I said, great, Danny, I can help you. The first question I had for him is, where do you get the majority of your business from? He says, well, probably 80% from the airport. I said, you're not quitting that job until you can come to me and say 75% of your business is not coming from the airport. Otherwise, you need to stay there, and he's still there.
Hey, John, one thing I could add, if you're a part-time agent, we don't see you a lot. We're hoping when we don't see you, you're watching the videos. You're going down to LVR to take a class, or you're going to some other title company because they're giving you a class on how to read a prelim. That falls under those irritating categories that we had before. Is when the agent calls up us and they've been here 9 months. Hey Tim, that buyer that I have, they want to write up an offer, and I say great. Go into Matrix, transaction list, start typing it up. Let me know when you're done, and I'll review it. Matrix. Where's Matrix, Tim? How do I get in there? And they've been licensed for 9 months. That's bad. That's really bad. Okay. So if you're part-time, you're ultra successful based on your other job. We have each office has someone that works at a hospital or a bartender or works at a casino, and they're getting all those people as clients. But you need to do stuff at home. Okay. It's like my nephew. Real quick story. My nephew's 23 now. He's like my son, but when he was 4, 5, or 6. Being the good uncle I was, I took him to karate, right? Because he wanted to go to karate. We take him to karate, buy him all this stuff, and the sensei says, okay, Blake, I'll see you next week, but during the week, you gotta practice this. He didn't practice anything. We went back next Saturday, they beat the shit out of him again. Blake, we gotta hit the heavy bag. Okay, Tim, I'll do it. Nothing for me. Bring him back again. Bloody nose and everything. So needless to say, karate didn't last because he didn't put in the time other than going to the dojo on Saturday from 12 to 1, and that's the same thing with you guys. If we don't see you, we hope you're doing something, watching some videos, going on onerockstars.com and learning stuff that way.
We all learn things every day, even the management group here. What would you say, Mark, is the one thing that you'd like to learn more on?
Probably
Lead
what was
generation.
brought up before, lead generation, AI. That really intrigues me, and that's just going to continue to explode. Some agents sit out there say, well, it's just going to take our jobs. No, it's going to help our careers and help with our buyers and sellers. So yeah, I want to learn more about AI.
Jim, what would you want to learn more on?
Probably the same thing. More technology, more social media, more YouTube, everything social media wise, pretty much. By the way, part-timers, there's a gentleman in this room that started part-time in the Southwest office, and how long, Jake? A year you were part-time?
Oh, 2.
Yeah.
2 years,
Yeah.
and now he's kicking ass. So
Him
part-time-
and I had that same conversation I had with Danny as
I'll
well.
say I never felt part-time though.
Yeah.
You guys treated me like I was.
Well, you did what Tim said to do. You actually did the work.
Yeah.
If you don't do the work, you're not going to be successful. But you, my man, I remember you were part-time, and it's just amazing to see what you've done.
We're so proud of Jake. We really are. He's our rock star.
So what technology would you like to learn more on?
Technology I like to learn more. AI, of course, is here, but I think if I was an agent now, I would master my CRM. If you don't master your CRM, you're losing money every day. Because like Jim said, it's on his phone now. We have CRMs of agents that we're recruiting. Just like you have buyers and sellers in your phone that you're trying to get them buy or sell a house. And CRMs are getting better. Okay, ours is great and it's free. So if you're not using it and you're paying for a follow-up loss or something else,
We're not asking you guys to do anything that we haven't already done. but B, we currently do. You guys are out there looking for buyers and sellers. We're out there looking for more great agents to join Realty One. So we're doing the same things that you guys are doing. And if you guys know of any great agents, let us know.
Are they aware of the promotion? Do we do that yet?
Have not officially rolled
Okay,
out.
never mind. We'll move on.
So, Jim, where do you see real estate going in the next 5 years?
I see nothing but great things going in the next 5 years because more and more tools keep coming in. More great people still join our industry every year. It blows me away, the quality of people that are coming to our industry. Back then, you could fog up a mirror and you could join a company. Now, it takes a lot more to even succeed, to even be a realtor. So the quality of people, I think, is going to go up. It already is, and it's going to continue to go up.
All right, so we reached that 5-year mark and everything's gone up. What happens then?
5-year mark, what now?
After we reach that 5-year mark, I said, well, for the next 5 years, that's your answer, you said. So after the 5 years, what's gonna happen?
I think things are going to change radically in terms of how the whole process works, but I want to make it very clear, I don't think there's going to ever be a time when realtor's going to be out of the deal at all.
I agree.
It may look a little bit different, as Mark said. We may have to be stronger on the buyer side to work with buyers to get our commission, but that'll all be part of what we're doing. So it won't be such a hard sell. Should a seller really pay $46,000 to get a house sold? Maybe they should bear, maybe the buyer side should bear the burden of a little bit of that. Because that's where a lot of the work is done. The listing side seems to me is not easier, but the buyer side, I always felt was a lot of work compared to a listed home.
So John,
Yes.
it's 10:30 right now.
Okay.
So
They're having a
don't
great
really
time over
want to
here.
cut you off, but let's open it up to
The
some
crowd.
questions
Sure.
out there. What do you think?
Right here.
Of course Daisy has a question.
With that being said, that you said they're gonna be getting shifting it from buyers and then sellers, do you think that lenders are gonna get creative in having to, add to the loan to make sure that they're able to pay us as well?
That's my
That way
only
they're not
concern.
in that pocket?
That's
I
my only
believe that's
concern.
gonna happen, yeah.
Good.
My only
Okay.
concern, Daisy, is that. How do we figure that out? But we will, it'll be figured out.
Because I know they're doing it already with solar, they're actually getting smart, because instead of getting these other companies to go ahead and, be an outside lender, they're actually educating other lenders, as far as I know from people I talk to, that they're integrating that in, so when they're purchasing the house, say they wanted to add that, they can all of a
Right.
sudden. The only thing is they have to be able to qualify, obviously, but that'd be a good thing for us.
That's
is
a
we're
great,
gonna be
that's a
promoting
great point, because that's the one thing I see as being a hurdle to get over, but rest assured, as we always do as an industry, we'll get over it, we'll figure it out.
Yep.
I just don't know what it looks like today. But I don't like it when people say, every time it's AI now, oh, we're all doomed. You know how many people we had in the chat box saying we're all doomed?
it. Is that what the
It was like, oh my God, we're all doomed.
Yeah.
There's gonna be no place for realtors anymore.
From the time internet first came out. That's been
Open
said.
door, open door, we're all doomed, we're never gonna sell another home, open door's gonna buy them all. How'd that work out? Open door's gone.
And Jim, the perfect example was, remember Zillow, not that they're not around, but we knew for years they were gonna become a brokerage firm. They lied to us.
Yeah.
I've sat in meetings with them at the board of directors, they commit, nah, we're never gonna become a brokerage. They became a brokerage. How long did that last? Like 7 minutes? You know? Really, they did it, they crashed. So, if you Google, when you get a chance, Google the danger report when you go home. It's a report that NAR came out with 7-8 years ago, and it's kind of predicted what's happening in the future. And you'll be surprised what some of those predictions were. And I think what do you think the number one thing that report said was an obstacle to an agent being successful? According to this report, millions of realtors supposedly responded to it, and CEOs. What was the number one barrier to you making money? Throw out some
Afraid
numbers.
of people saying no, rejection.
No, going online and being able to do it yourself.
According to this report, the biggest obstacle was the realtor on the other side of the transaction.
Wow.
Now, how often is that a problem?
Yes.
Every time. How many times do we referee these things? So, but Google the Danger Report, a really cool report. It's 7-8 years old, but it'll open up your eyes to a lot of cool stuff. Yeah.
The education department over at LVR actually says that there's about 70+% of the agents walking around the valley right now that shouldn't even have licenses. So that means every time you go into a transaction, there's a 70% chance that you're gonna have an idiot on the other side of the fence.
So you're just gonna have to carry the weight to make sure the transaction goes all the way through and do their job and you're done.
I've always, I learned very early on, went into every single transaction thinking I was going to be doing the job of both agents and sometimes lenders as well. So yeah, if you go in with that mindset, then you're not disappointed or angry about it.
Well, if they don't answer the phone while you're trying to get an offer accepted, can you imagine the
Frustrating.
transaction?
Yep. Any other questions?
Right there.
What's your positive answer to how's the market going right now? Like
So, yeah, that's a
positive
great question. So, my positive. So it really all depends. You know, you got to do a little data mining first and find out if this person's a potential buyer or a potential seller, because your conversation is going to be different for a buyer than it is a seller. You know, if they're a buyer, I'm gonna say this is a great market right now. Sure, there's some interest rates are a little higher than they have been, but you know what? Early on in my career, they were 13, 14, 15%. And you know, if you're really, really interested, let's go and take a look at some new homes, because new homes, they're buying down the interest rate. So that's, you know, if it's a seller, I'm gonna show them some stats. That's key, is knowing stats. So the stats that the inventory is down right now, and there are multiple offers out there. So yeah, it just really all depends on who you're talking to. Your conversations are completely different.
If you don't have how's the market script, email Amber or Stephanie or Karen and they'll send it to you. You need to know how to answer, how's the market?
Yeah, because you
You
can't
can
be
get
like,
it
oh,
right. You can get it 5 times a day.
Yes.
I go home for my nephew, he goes, hey Tim, how's real estate? Every day he asks me that question. And now I mess with him now.
Or you do the one word answer. Unbelievable.
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 That's the idiot agent that doesn't know what they're doing. Okay? So you need to know that script. So if
I
you
would
don't
ask
have it,
AI
email
what the
us.
market is like.
Questions? Yes.
So with, as everybody know, with all the, you know, especially tech companies, all the layoffs, how do you think it's gonna affect our market?
So the question is, there's a lot of layoffs with tech companies. How is it going to affect us? It's really not, you know, if we're in Silicon Valley, it would really affect us. But it really doesn't affect us here when our major employer is the military and then all the hotels, casinos. When the hotels, casinos shut down, that affected us. But yeah, I don't think that the tech layoffs are going to affect us a whole lot at this point.
Interesting about that, remember what was 2 weeks ago, Silicon Valley Bank? And Signature Bank went belly up?
Yes.
What happened to mortgage rates? They went down, a full point. So that stuff doesn't affect us at all. It really, really doesn't. But when you read the headlines or put on CNN or whatever, it terrifies the shit out of you. You know, you think the world's coming to an end, but it's not.
One last question.
Okay, just real quick, just because I was getting a report and reading on some stuff. So there's a new market trend coming in. I don't know if you're aware, I'm sure you are, but basically, you know how all these BlackRock and all these people are buying up different homes and actually getting into single-family homes? Well, I guess one of the things it's doing is kind of treat like a timeshare. Have you guys heard about that? They're gonna get a membership, you're gonna pay, and it basically allows you to kind of live almost like Airbnb, but not. It's a membership that you pay into, and then you live in these houses for a certain amount of time.
Fractional ownership is what they
Something
call
like
it.
that, yeah.
And that's been, fractional ownership has been around for
So they're just making it a little bit more.
decades. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, yeah, they've been doing it forever.
Can we thank John Stoll for
Yeah,
putting on?
yeah, absolutely. And literally, we did not know these questions.
Those are great questions.
They're good questions, really good questions. Thank you, John. Thank you all. Remember, no matter how you slice it, greatness is a choice. Let's go out there and be great agents. Make sure that you check in on Facebook.